trouble for former Mantri P. Chidambaram now continues because the INX media case is haunting him. The CBI probing the case now seeks Chidambaram's custody to interrogate him. That is what we're given to understand at this point in time. CBI को अब custody चाहिए P. Chidambaram की क्योंकि उनको interrogate करना है इस मामले में. Let's go across to Dr. Subramanian Swamy, BJP MP, joining us live. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Swamy. So trouble now mounts. In fact, it increases for P. Chidambaram because the investigating agency seeks his custody to interrogate him.
Yes, absolutely, because he has been uncooperative in the interrogation, the ordinary interrogation. He has been telling lies too, and the evidence given by before the magistrate by Indrani Mukherjee has been very extensive, which needs to be cross-checked with him before the charge sheet is filed. But he's not cooperating, and he thinks that he can manage the judicial system, and because he has got all these lawyers and perhaps some of his juniors are also judges, that kind of mentality he has. So I think ultimately he has to be taken custodial interrogation, otherwise he will not be able to get to the point of beginning the trial after framing of charges. Karti Chidambaram has already undergone interrogation, custodial interrogation, and he has revealed many things about his father, and therefore these have to be cross-checked with him before both of them are made accused and prosecuted.
Absolutely. You know, the investigating agencies look very confident, but obviously they will have to convince the courts when it comes to seeking custody of P. Chidambaram, sir.
Well, there's nothing to convince them. They have given an ex parte order, and therefore they can go any time. Chidambaram has many more cases coming up. He has this Aircel Maxis after this, Air Asia after that. There is no end. I think there are about 16, 17 FIPB approvals that he gave are totally illegal, and therefore it's a process of laying it brick by brick. And you know that he has played a lot of mischief. He has tried to entangle the investigating officer, Dr. Rajeshwar Singh, and which now, of course, is now all fizzled out. But the fact is that these are the kinds of things he has been able to do, and we have to ultimately bring him to book, because no one has corrupted our system as much as Mr. Chidambaram has.
You know, apart from the political vendetta charge that Mr. P. Chidambaram has been making, the other standard reply to the allegations against him has always been that, you know, the officials and the babus are responsible. So why is no one questioning the babus? That is the argument that he always presents.
Only illiterates in law will buy that kind of argument. There's a constitutional bench judgment of 1974, Shamsher Singh versus the state of Punjab, which clearly says that under the Constitution, Article 77, transaction of business rules framed thereunder, only the minister is responsible. Bureaucrats can help you assemble the papers, but they cannot be held irresponsible unless they have taken money. That's a different matter. But the mere fact that the officers cleared the project for Mr. Chidambaram to consider whether to give approval or not, the sole responsibility under the Constitution is on the minister and no one else.
Absolutely. And is it you know, really possible, like you said, buying that argument is very, very difficult, but is it really possible that the finance mantri, the former finance minister, has had no idea, absolutely no idea about what was happening under his nose? Because the allegation clearly also is that, you know, the norms were violated. In fact, there was a lot of manipulation that happened for the case to directly, for the matter to directly come to the finance minister so that he could approve it without even informing the CCOA.
No, there's no question about it. In the case of Aircel Maxis, he didn't even have the authority to approve it. It had to go to the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, but he disregarded that. He can't say, I don't know that, because he's a member of the CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, and he nevertheless bypassed them and approved the Aircel Maxis without reference to this Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So these are all cowards who, having committed a crime, put blames on others. How can officers work if they can't frankly state what is what and put it up? They did put it up that this has been cleared for consideration. It is the two words they use are different. One is clearance, and the second was approval. Approval is by the minister, and the clearance means it is put up for the minister for whether to give approval or not. And he has to explain why he has given the approval. He can't just sign. That is all rubbish.
And the other important angle in this entire story, sir, also is of Indrani Mukherjee's statement, where, you know, she has accepted in those statements that yes, the bribe was paid from her side to Karti Chidambaram, but more than that, she also spoke about a meet between her and P. Chidambaram, where she was asked to help Karti Chidambaram in his business.
Yes, of course. Therefore, he has to be questioned. If he tells a lie, then they have to have custodial interrogation. He also asked Indrani for her to send some Bollywood actresses to meet him. Why would he want that to be done by her? He thought this is also perquisite of signing the FIPB. That is the kind of man Mr. Chidambaram is.
All right. So this particular questioning, do you believe that this really is going to, you know, bring this entire case to its logical conclusion? And the interrogation now, first of all, if the agency gets the custody of Chidambaram, is going to be like, you know, reaching the logical conclusion in this case?
Yes, after the custodial interrogation, when you sit in a totally environment separated from your bungalow and all that, and there are hirelings and servants hanging around, in a situation of a jail, it has a psychological effect where the man, usually they past experiences, they are forced to admit the truth. But I think once the custodial interrogation is over, the trial will be very short. Otherwise, all these things will have to be proved in the course of the trial, which will take time. So this is one of the things which is provided in our Criminal Procedure Code for hastening and speeding up the trial.
And how do you look at the political vendetta charge that not just Mr. P. Chidambaram, continuously makes, but also Karti Chidambaram? Remember, when he was taken into custody and was questioned, he continuously kept on saying that the truth will come out because I am being framed.
Truth will come out. Well, the truth will come out in the trial, but it won't be what he thinks is the truth. The fact is that this is a cheap comment to make, political vendetta. What political vendetta? In fact, because of politics, he has been able to have a ride for 4 years without doing anything, because some of his friends in our government, they were trying to protect him, and consequently he has been able to forbid all for 4 years. This should have happened in the very first year. And I must say, I thank the Prime Minister that when he found out this, he told the investigating agencies, you don't listen to anybody. You do what is your duty and come to the logical conclusion. That's why you are now having speed in what is happening.
All right, Dr. Swami, thank you for your time, sir. Thank you for answering all those questions very patiently. Thank you for speaking to us. But the investigating agency has sought Mr. P. Chidambaram's custody. We'll have to wait and see कि क्या वो custody उन्हें मिलती है और interrogate कर पाती है जो investigating agency है वो P. Chidambaram को